morning. It is day one of my human rights cadre trainer training in San Francisco. I'm doing this through CTA. This is what I'm wearing day one. These are some overalls that I got from Amazon. These were my rally overalls that I would wear every rally for the past year or so, just because they're comfortable, they're loose, there's pockets. So these are from Amazon. This t-shirt is very old from H&M. And then I'm wearing some of my favorite shoes. These Sam Edelman tennis shoes that I always get compliments on when I wear this particular pair, because I have 3 pairs of these. But it's the black and white ones that always get people, and they are super comfortable. I'll try and leave a link in the description box if I remember, but I did get these a couple years ago. So I'm all dressed. It's about 10 o'clock. I'm going to head downstairs. I'm gonna turn this camera around. Supposedly, there is a, let's get some light. Supposedly there is a Starbucks downstairs, and I'm very anti Starbucks and Targets. Not that I go to Target anymore. Targets, grocery stores, and just other places. Basically, if it's not a freestanding Starbucks, I'm extremely skeptical. Because it says Starbucks, but it never quite tastes the same. So I'm gonna try it, and then I'm gonna catch an Uber to where I need to be. I think the training is about a mile from here, and I need to be there at 11, and I believe that they're starting the day by feeding us like lunch. So what I'm wearing, I'm just gonna be carrying my little trusty backpack that I got when I went to Finland. This is the Away backpack that has a bunch of pockets that is made to sit on the back of my suitcase that is from Away. But quite honestly, you can put any backpack on the back of that suitcase. So I'm gonna head out. I think I got everything that I need. Like I said last night, I'll do the best that I can to capture what I can, but I'm just really proud of myself for putting on makeup. Because the other thing I wanted to say is I've, been vlogging every day for the past couple of days, and when you're really looking at yourself on camera, you really have to be looking at yourself. And last night I was like, I look like a troll. I looked a mess. So putting on makeup, I feel a little bit more civilized. I did have to improvise this morning because I forgot my edge control at home, and I realized that when I was watching myself last night, and realized I forgot to lay my little fine baby hair down. So last night I had to lay my little edges down with my lip balm, like my little handheld, actually it's not a lip balm, it's a lip mask that I bought from Ulta. I think it's a Mario Badescu lip mask, and I just put a little bit of that on the side to make it look like they were laying down. So if something looks amiss up there, it's because there's lip mask up there instead of edge control. But I did what I had to do, and it was better than nothing. So let me grab my backpack and get to getting, and I will talk to you guys later. So I went to the Starbucks in the hotel. It is an actual freestanding Starbucks, like it's a little tiny one. I mean, my iced coffee came in this paper cup, which is different. And for some reason, the drink that I normally get was almost $3 more. And she was trying to explain why, but it wasn't really making sense. And also, it wouldn't let me order ahead on the app. So some weirdness was happening, but I got it done. If I had to rate it, it's a 7. Probably because I took an ingredient out of it, because I was not about to pay $10 for an iced coffee. So I did what I had to do. So now I'm just waiting on my Uber to pick me up. So I am in the CTA headquarters, and some of us are taking a tour, those of us that are new. So we're just taking a tour that's being led by a board member. So I'm gonna just take you guys along.
It doesn't even have to be their students, it can be your neighbor's students, CTA members can sponsor students artwork and writing on delicious work and Cesar Chavez. And it's kind of like we all write the 3-paragraph essay anyways. We should be teaching art if we don't. So it's like you might as well do it. The winners and their teacher also each get $500 as a scholarship. And it's like, if you're a kinder or first grade teacher, we legit like 3 internships a year, so do it. Mm-hmm. Do it. Yeah.
What's the deadline for that?
It's in the spring. So there's like a window. It opens up, I forget when, like in the spring, and closes in the spring. And then the committee that selects them is made up of a group like this. Like you've been appointed to the cadre, you could be appointed to that committee. There's like a lot of different little committees that work on this stuff. So there's a committee that gathers hearings and gets all the entries and like, I don't want to say they rank them, or they award the prizes. So there's
Do they get their artwork back?
if they want to, but we used to do an auction of the winners. If they didn't want it back, we would auction them off to help support the next year's winners. But it's a lot of work to do that auction, and nobody's taken it on for the last couple of years. So we have a bunch of old winners that are in storage right now.
I'm going, ooh, new unit.
I like this.
Especially this coming year.
Yeah. So on this tour, she was just telling us that they have this visual arts contest where kids can submit artwork based on Dolores Huerta or Cesar Chavez, and the winner gets a $500 scholarship. But she was also saying that like at the kindergarten level, a lot of kids don't apply, so she's encouraging people to apply. But like if you look, like some of this is like really, not some of it, all of it is really amazing. It's just student artwork. So especially at this particular time. Okay, so we are on a break right now. We've had a break for about an hour and a half. And in that break, we were kind of left to complete a set of tasks at our own will. So we had 3 things that we needed to read, one of which is an article I'm going to show you in a second. And then there were a few things from this book that they gave us that is called Teacher Unions and Social Justice. The couple things that I've read out of it so far have been really interesting. So I highly recommend it if this is the kind of work that you do or you're interested in doing. But I really wanted to very strongly recommend this article, just especially given the times we're in, not just in the LA area or California, but just in general. And the title of the article is Anger is Beautiful, Anger is Generative, Anger is Ancestral. And it just talks about how some of us, including me, need to reshape how you view anger, because I think people use the word angry in a very punitive way, or try and make you feel guilty about getting so quote unquote worked up or angry about certain things. And it just talks about how essentially without anger, some of the changes that we have experienced as a society wouldn't even exist, because people had to be at a certain level of anger. So I know a lot of people are out there right now fighting for different things, and rightfully so. So I just think it's a good article to read. It is by Chantel Orling, and it's from March 10th of this year. It's an essay on the Hub. So I feel like if you just type in the title, you would be able to find it in a Google search. But I'm gonna go back inside, but I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. All right, I am back in my hotel room. It is just before 6 o'clock. The first day of training is over, obviously. We were there from like 11 to 5. So overall, I enjoyed the day immensely. I was validated in the sense that this was the right move for me to make in terms of joining this group of people and committing to this new role for the next year at least. So that was really good. We read some really great articles. I think I talked about one of them. Well, we read a article, excuse me, and then read a couple segments in this other book that we got that, let me see if I can hold the camera and grab this book at the same time. So they gave me 2 books as a new member. So the book that we read from today is this one. It's called Teacher Unions and Social Justice. So I think we read 2 or 3 excerpts from that, plus the article I talked about earlier, and those were all very inspiring in their own ways. So I also want to share with you the charge or the task that this group is given, in case you're wondering, like, what does this group do or what is its purpose. So this was a slide that was shared with us earlier today. So it says the Cadre program is a member-led peer-to-peer training program around racial and social justice issues. The goal of these trainings is to advance understanding around human and civil rights, as well as best practices to build inclusive school communities. These trainings will encourage participants to develop coalitions in order to organize for better learning and working conditions for all. Training opportunities include conferences, service centers, and local chapter programs. So that's the basic intention behind the development of this program. And then we were given the option of selecting which content area within the broader group we wanted to focus on for the next year. So our options were transformative social emotional learning, racial justice advocacy, Black, Indigenous, and people of color leadership advocacy, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer plus leadership advocacy, and women's leadership advocacy. So I was really debating between women's leadership advocacy, because it seems to be that they get less participants or less trainers volunteering for that group. And also because I do think that there is a very unique experience for not necessarily women in teaching, because the profession is primarily women, but I think women of color in teaching. And then I know, not from personal experience obviously, but I do think there's some equity issues with contract language in regards to women giving birth, maternity leave, how that affects their ability to gain tenure and advance on salary schedules. So I was kind of contemplating joining that group. And then I had the opportunity to look at some of the topics they've covered in the past. And most of those topics I don't really have, I can't relate to, in the sense that I'm not a mom. I'm not dealing with some of the issues that women that are teachers and moms are dealing with. So I just felt like I wasn't quite equipped and passionate enough about that particular group over the one that I chose. Can you guess which one I chose? Let's give you a second. The one I chose was Black, Indigenous, and people of color leadership advocacy. So that is the group I'm a part of. So it's a smaller group within the larger group, like I said. And so today we just kind of exchanged information within our groups. We had to put our calendars together because we have to meet a total of 3 times throughout the year as a smaller group, and then 3 additional times as a part of the larger group of people that were there today. So we spent time talking about that, talking about our reasons why, essentially, some of our personal experiences that have led us to this kind of work. And then we had dinner. And I will say I've been impressed with the food that they fed us today. Like, I was thinking we're gonna get these little box lunches with these dry sandwiches, but these are actual well-cooked meals that we had. So, and we had dinner, and then that was the end of that. So what tomorrow is, and what I'm gonna try and think about tonight, is tomorrow within our groups, we're either going to edit, add to already existing training modules that they've offered this past year, or create new ones if we have a new idea. So I do have 2 new ideas that I kind of proposed to one of the group members that have been doing this before. He thought they were great because his point was, you want to pick a topic that you have like personal experience in and or an extreme passion for. So I think what I'm going to try and do is talk about what I am connected to the internet, is talk about how to use social media effectively as an educator, because that was definitely an issue I was dealing with this year, what our rights are, because we also don't really have contract language that is current with how much social media has changed since I've started teaching and since contracts were written. And it's an area that I don't think districts think about, and they kind of need to, in my opinion, for a variety of reasons. And then the other thing I was thinking about is how to bring in and protect yourself when bringing diverse reads into the classroom, because that's also kind of been a topic. So I'm gonna think about that so that I have maybe a head start on tomorrow's task. But that's really it. I've met some great people. Everyone's been very friendly. It's great to be in a room full of like-minded people that want, you know, essentially the same things. So I'm glad I did it. So I'm gonna end the vlog here so that I can kind of focus on getting ready for tomorrow and relax a little bit. But if you enjoyed coming along with me on day 1 of this training, give this video a thumbs up. If you're just happy that I uploaded once again, give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. I will respond to as many as I can. And as always, I hope that you guys are well. And if you're not well, please be well. And before I say I'll see you in the next vlog, I also wanted to show you this really cool poster that I picked up that I'm gonna hang in my classroom. This was, I think, one of the posters they were using at one of the marches they had for public education in San Francisco. And there were extras, and I wanted one because I just really like them, and they let me take one. So I'm very excited about that. Now, with that being said, I hope that you're well, and if you're not well, please be well, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.